Greetings everyone, General Incompetence here, and welcome to Let's Play Empire Total War as Great Britain. Now, it's not as great as I would like, so over the course of this Let's Play I'll be taking Britain from just a small collection of plucky lands into being the greatest empire on the map. So, to start off with, standard order of battle, I'm going to get as many men as I can outside London. I'll speed that up a bit and create the first Great British Army, and I'll research plug bayonet first so we can get ring as soon as possible so that we can have adequate melee attacks. Now I think the first thing I need to do is to ensure that we have a good amount of tax through governors' residences around, and also destroy this fort because I absolutely hate forts, as well as church schools, so that would be destroyed as well. To move my spy over here. I might use him to reconnoitre what the bloody French are doing half the time, to make sure they're not up to anything devious and scheming like they normally are. No, I need to make sure that I don't just wholly focus on the British Isles, and I focus on my colonies as well. But charity starts at home, and if we are strong at home, we can be strong abroad as well. So I'll take that philosophy and we will run with it. Of course, government, I'll just have a look at my ministers. Now, who is a bit bad? Now you, Sydney Godolphin. Okay. I need to replace you. I can't drag and drop because we're not in an absolute monarchy. So, get rid of you to have Martha D. Hawkins. Okay. We've got John Smith as Treasury Head. Very good. And we've got, seems, George Washington as Head of Justice. So they're moving down, and let's check that we're right here. We will want in the future Scottish regiments of men, so it might be apt to spend a little bit of money on a barracks now. Now, the first thing we're going to do as well is to disband pikemen, because pikemen are not needed in this new model British army that we'll be creating. I'll try not to use as much militia either, because militia also are a bit poor. Now, what we need in this army is, so when it comes together, we will have, oops daisy, we will have militia, yeomanry, militia, regiment, militia, cannon. So we need 1 unit of cannon there. I'd like 2 units of horse, but I think first we're going to have 2 units of line. I'm going to group up my navies together, and one of the main things we're going to do as well, quickly with these 2 sloops, is to move your way down to the West African Trade Theatre and to start the ivory trade with Africa. The reason I'm doing this is because I want a nice bit of money to start off with, but I'm not going to invest all my money in it at the moment, because I need to ensure that the rest of the colonies are prepared. Now, here, the first thing we need to do as well is to bring this navy down here to group with this one to discourage any pirate attacks. So that is a decent sized navy there. We're also going to, we'll have a check at the markets and see what's the best to do between sugar and coffee beans. It is sugar at the moment, so sugar it shall be. So we have here, we have 1 small army there, and we have 1 here. I need to get rid of my pikes, a unit of militia for them there, and 2 units of colonial line here. Now, the plan for the Bahamas and for the Caribbean as a whole first is going to be to use this small force that we have here and another unit of militia, along with the militia, general, and 2 other units, to form small army and to take Antigua and to take Trinidad and Tobago, and to crush the pirate threat in the Caribbean and around the world. Now, in the north here, there's 2 philosophies that you can go for Rupert's Land. Either keep it as a small colony or let the Huron take it when we inevitably go to war. Now, I do not intend to lose any British territory. We need a foothold in Canada, and we need the fur trade as well. So I'm also going to recruit some Hessian line infantry. Now, I'm not going to do any roads there because there's not any point at the moment, but I will because I've neglected it do some roads at home. I think we've all got cobbled everywhere. We haven't got cobbled, so we will have cobbled wherever we go. There we go. And not forgetting India, of course. Let us check here. We have a pretty small area. We can have sepoys and such. Probably get some roads just to make it nice. Little barracks, because I suspect we will be having a lot of uppity trouble with the nearby Mughals. I shall be siding with the Marathans at first, because they seem to be a bit nice to me. And also get these spices on the go. Now, what is better, cotton or tea? They're about the same, so of course, no, actually cotton is worth a little bit more. I'll be getting tea because we are British and it is India, and because I am a fool. Also be getting 2 units of sepoys to keep the rabble down in this area. Slowly but surely our army will come together here, and it might be, yes, it will be apt to recruit a unit of horse there. Now we've spent all our money. I think the next thing we should do is attempt to have trade with another number of nations. So I'll try the Marathans. There we are. Very good, very good. We're friendly with them. Prussia as well. I will attempt to. There we are. We're also friends with the Prussians now. Now we need, probably good that we get another major nation. Perhaps the Ottomans. There we are. Good, the Ottomans. Are there any minor nations now? Nope. We're fine. That's absolutely marvellous. Now, strategy for the moment is to absolutely avoid any land war in Europe. I really, really do not want to be involved anything. So most likely, Portugal will be involved against Spain very soon, and they will be absolutely decimated. So I will not pay attention there. All that means is that we can claim, if possible, we could claim Goa, but that puts us in a kind of precarious situation with the Mughals over here, and also at home. And we can't enter a war on the side of the Netherlands either, because that would be very, very dangerous. And we're allied with them, so we're probably going to lose a lot of alliances very quickly, but it's for the best, I assure you. Now I'll be moving those there, and next turn we'll have another unit of militia, and we'll be able to regroup with my forces down here and to invade Antigua or Trinidad and Tobago. And that will be our first end turn. Now here, just during the turn, we have faced a Mughal offerer of an alliance. Now, this is something I think I'm going to take to ward off any future attacks by the Mughals. There we go. And if possible, we could potentially attack the Marathans and take some headway in India if we can be quick. So we are back with the turn now. Here is still 1700. And we've just been told by the 13 colonies they will join us if we capture a number of territories, which will involve going to war with France, which we will not do at the moment or for the slight foreseeable future. Instead, we will do the traditional British thing of bash a bunch of small native armies. So we have war declared Austria and Poland, war declared United Provinces in Spain, war declared Prussia and Poland, Lithuania, number of constructed things. We have some good units recruited, and that's the mission that we've been given. I've taken a little bit of a hit to secure my area, so I'll keep this army here to secure Rupert's Land. What's going on down here? I've got my militia. Oh, don't join that. Now I need my militia. Can they... Not quite. So next turn we shall prepare a small army. In the meantime, I'm going to create some more line infantry. You can never have enough British line infantry. Back in Britain we have some more line. We have our force that I can never select from that position, moving down the coast with another unit of horse that will be joining them. And here, I'll probably recruit some more horse, and I will recruit some more line infantry for the moment. Here as well, in the port, with this navy, I'm going to be sailing them and get early trade on the Ivory Coast. Over there. And that's the same with you. And there's also another one here, who will be moving down here just about. And there we go. So they will be setting up a small little trade fleet with the Ivory Coast. We're also creating a new school here, and that is something that I've been checking. Yeah, it's only one turn. I'd forgotten that I'd put that on. Now they've got the government going. We could create a cannon foundry, but I don't really want to use the slight expense at the moment. But we will have a conservatorium, because that seems quite something that we would like. Now, I've secured my relations with the Mughal Empire at the moment, but that was the expense of trade rights with the Marathans, which I'm alright with that, because the Marathans in my campaigns tend to do poorly, mainly because the amount of small stacked units that the Mughals can throw at the Marathans. Okay, and there we go. Oh, I did not mean to do that at all. Okay, right, they are doing that. These men, these shall join with this army here. We've got those ready, so we shall have, when we have all our men ready, we shall have 4 units of cavalry, 2 units of artillery. 2 units of artillery. Ooh, we might need more line infantry. That might be something that we really need to do. What I might do is not do regiment horse here, get some line infantry and get some more horse from Scotland, maybe with a unit of militia as well, because it's better than nothing, even though militia are quite poor at their job. Now, these men are all right here. It would have probably been apt to create some basic roads. I would do that with them. Actually, no. I think we should be fine at the moment. And I will do another end turn. I will join back if there's anything interesting that happens. Now, Sweden has just offered us a military alliance, but that is something that I'm not going to accept, because they will drag me into wars with Russia, Denmark, and... yeah, Russia and Denmark, and that's people I don't really want to upset at the moment. So I will decline and carry on. Now, the Mughal Empire have just offered us a trade agreement and 650, and that is something that I will definitely accept. There we go. There we are, Mughals. Now, I've just realised this is going to make it very difficult when I decide to attack them. Hopefully they will do it first, or else I will focus on the Americas. And we are back. So, our plug bayonet has been researched. Now, I'm going to, instead of moving to carbines, I'm going to go for ring bayonets. So much better. And we have something has happened. We've had port emerge in Bristol, which is there. I'm going to go trading port. We have war declared between Prussia and Austria. Well, that's something. Poland, Lithuania, and Ottoman Empire. We have a number of buildings constructed, and a number of our fleets have arrived in West Africa. So this one will be taken most likely, as well this won't. So that is going to be taken. I'm going to move along here. I'm going to try and occupy as many of them as possible in order to deny other nations of the ivory trade and solely put it in the hands of the British Empire. And there we go. Now, this is risky, but if I do it in small numbers, we will get a large influx of trade. If I look here, so that's netting us an extra 1,953 a turn. Now, it's probably good that we don't do it too much, so I'm not going to... I might... how many do we need to do? 2 on each. So we need 1, 2, 3. So we need 3 for to have 2 on each, and we'll probably remain at that. So I'll do 2 sloops there and another sloop from here. Now, the army is coming together slowly. We have military up in Scotland to be heading down. and these men to join the army here. So it's starting to shape up very slowly. So we have those. We have 2 more units of militia, and some cavalry. So there'll be another yeoman, another cavalry, 2 units of militia. Cavalry, 2 units of militia. I'm tempted to just do some more line infantry whilst I have the spare cash. Or, yes, I think that'll be adequate at the moment. As long as Britain is protected well here. I think at the moment we are doing quite well. And over here in the New World, and we will join this army up here. So we're going to embark this small force onto our navy, who shall be heading just here, and we should be able, if it's open, to attack a port of Trinidad and Tobago. And I'll take this small colonial force here. We'll embark these men onto our ships, and we will sail for here. Now I'm hopefully, I'll just leave it to slow. Now hopefully this port is not inhabited at this point. Fingers crossed. Bugger. We will have to sail around and try a beach landing. Now there is just a sloop and a brig, and that is a race-built galleon, but we do have a brig, 6th rate, sloop, and 5th rate. So hopefully we'll be able to fend off any slight pirate attacks with our superior naval force. And we do have a... Yes, right. So that is what we've got here. I'm going to send down, because I've realised... this is what I was fearing. What a Huron army here. 3 skirmish bowmen, native tribes, militia, and some warriors. Now, we only have a few units here, so I'm going to have to recruit some more Hessian line infantry here. If we have 2 garrison units, will most likely be a militia and an armed populace. So if we had another unit, so then we'd have 6 versus there. Oh, let's do the quick maths. 8. We might not be able to last in that battle. I doubt it, but we'll have to see. Next turn, how are we doing in India? Everywhere seems rather secure. We have our sepoys here, and everything is on the way. The barracks will let us... we will be able to have some company men. That should be marvellous. Back in Britain, we are fine. And next turn, we'll be able to ship off our men to either the Americas, which I think I probably won't at the moment, unless something drastic happens. I'm suspecting a war between the Iroquois and our protectorate, the 13 colonies, and possibly the Cherokee, their allies as well, which is something I don't particularly want, but it would enable us to get large swathes of territory in America. If that does not happen, we will simply pop over to India, and we will take someone. I would be tempted to declare war on France, but at the moment I don't particularly want to do that. So we will have to have a see, and I will come back if anything interesting happens in the end turn. And we are back. So something else has happened. We have a number of construction reports. We have some units that have been created, and I will send off to the trade theatre. And that is Skype, so I will ignore that. One there, and we'll have that go as well. I'm sorry for the slow start, it will pick up very soon. So, and there we are, our first full stacked British Redcoat army. So we will be putting it on this fleet here. Oh, and we don't need actually him. So we will instead just exchange those. So it isn't quite a full stack, actually. I'll have you stay in England, and if we need you, I will take you further. So our navy, led by Edward Russell, will go to, methinks, India. So they will go down here and head towards India. So they will do a double loop round, and it might take a few turns to reach. But they will be going there. In the meantime, the British Isles will be safe and secure in the knowledge that we are the British. Okay, Government Council there. Probably should have got the Great Parliament whilst we could, but it is a small loss. So now we can recruit East India Company infantry, which is marvellous. We're going to have some cobbled roads for quicker movement in the region as well, and the Americas. Just check. These are just staying here for no discernible reasons. And we will have some mounted infantry here, some basic roads as well. We won't have any of that. But what we will do, if possible, is land our forces on Trinidad and Tobago and then lay siege to their region capital. At the moment should be quite small, and we might even be able to take it relatively painlessly from the pirates, and I hopefully will be able to show you that battle perhaps in another part. I'll check my empire is fine. Everything seems to be in order at this current time. I think I will save up for that and should be alright at the moment. Ooh, now we'll have an opera house. Now, just to confirm strategies so far. So, the new model British Army, led by John Churchill, is sailing across to India. We have 2 regiments of horse, 2 yeomanry cavalry, some demi-cannons, a good selection of 8 units of British line infantry and 4 units of militia. So they should do an apt job at taking some Indian colonial territories. Whilst here in the Americas, we have our small colonial force led by a Kevin McDowell, who I'm pretty sure we've just seen in London, but we will ignore that. So Kevin McDowell is leading the force of 5 units colonial line infantry, 2 units colonial militia, some demi-cannons, and some colonial dragoons, the 1st regiment of our navy by John Leake, an appropriate name for somebody on a wooden ship, in some respect, I suppose. So that next turn we shall take Trinidad and Tobago, hopefully without shot fired, but I doubt that, and we might need to rough up the pirates a little bit. Other than that, we must protect our gains in Canada at this point with some local Hessians, which I'm pretty sure I've no idea what a Hessian is. So this got about the 17th, the 9th, and some Canadian Rangers. So that is all that is going on at the moment. I will bid you adieu and see you in the next part of Let's Play Empire Total War. Goodbye.